Hi, this is Mr. Kieffer, and we're starting a new adventure today. We're going to be working on 3D modeling, and I'm going to try to do my best to walk you through it. And of course, with this video, as any others, if you have a question, you can always go back and watch the video one more time. So let's just go ahead and work on the assignment, which is the piece of cheese that we're going to try to make, and we'll just walk our way straight through this. So what we're looking at here is online Project Lead the Way, 8th grade. And to get started with Tinkercad, which is the program that we're going to be using, and which is a good program because everybody can have access to Tinkercad by online. And actually, if you learn how to make things in Tinkercad, if you happen to have a 3D printer at home, you can print the things that you actually make and design. So that's pretty cool. But anyways, it says right here, Tinkercad, and it's on this link, and it says then type in your nickname sent to your address. So by this time, I will have sent you your nickname, and you'll just need to put that in, and it should go through. And let's just try it and see how it works. I set up a kind of a fake account with my name in it, so let's see if it works. So we're going to click on this and see what pops up. Depending upon your internet speed, it may take a long time, or maybe very fast. Okay, so you see that what popped up, it says, welcome to 3D modeling. Yep. Join with a nickname. And so that's what you want to do, join with a nickname. So click on the green bar, if you will, click on that. And then you will want to type in your nickname. Now, please don't type in my nickname because that's not going to help you, because it's got to be put in your account. And that way, if you do it this way, you'll be able to actually, I'll be able to see your work and I'll be able to give you credit for it. And there we go. It looks like it's working. And you'll see, that's my name, Charles Kieffer. You call me Mr. Kieffer. But this is what we have going. And this is what Autodesk Tinkercad looks like. And I suppose the first place to start would be to create a new design. So we want to design something new. What we're hoping to make is a piece of cheese. And this is a fairly straightforward project, but it can be a little challenging at times too, because everything that's new, it takes a little bit to learn. And by the way, this is going to be probably the hardest lesson. Once you get used to doing a few of these things, it'll just come naturally after a while. But the first time through is a little bit challenging. All right, so now we have a little bit of a problem because my face is in the way of these pictures, so I'm going to have to move this slightly. Okay, but what we're going to do is we're going to bring this red box, grab it, hold it, and then drag it over. So now I was just using the left click on my mouse to do that, just the normal click. And so then you have a box. It's on the work plane right here. What I'm going to suggest, it doesn't really have to be done this way, but I'm going to suggest that we edit the grid and just put it in inches for right now. Okay, so we're going to edit the grid. And instead of millimeters, let's just go for inches. And it'll set it up with this default, and then we'll update the grid. So that way, for right now, we're working in inches, but generally speaking, it's easier actually to work in millimeters. But so, okay, so now we've got this box, it's on the work plane, and we want to make it taller. So we click on this top, click there, and then click on the number. And let's just say we want it to be 2 inches tall. So we'll go ahead and hit 2 and then hit enter. And we'll also we want to make a box. So we want to click there and then click on the number. We'll put 2 in there. And then let's put 2 over here as well, and then hit enter. And then you see it will make a 2-inch block. And so we just learn how to actually make the box the size that we want it to be. Okay, so now we've got a regular box that has, it's 2 by 2 by 2. Okay, so it's a box. And now what we want to do is we want to put some holes in it. But I think before we do that, let's click on the box. So we clicked on the box, and you'll notice that this other box shows up here. We want to click on solid, and then I think cheese is usually yellow, so let's just make it yellow. So we're changing the color here. Okay, so we've done that. So now it's just a matter of putting holes in it. Then we'll want to save it. And that's something too that we could do right now before I forget. So let's just go on up here to this words, click on that, and let's just delete that and then type in cheese. We'll actually save it after we're done, but I just want to get the right word in there for right now. And okay, so here we go. If we want to put holes through this, we'll want to use the shape, the cylinder shape that looks transparent or clear. So we'll slide this over onto the work plane, just left click, hold it down, then release, drag it over. And we will, I think I'm going to drag it over on this side so it's out of the way of this here box that pops up. And so let's go with the height and click here and put in 2. So it will be taller, and then hit enter. Okay. And it seems like it's awfully big. So let's just go, let's make it a little bit not quite so big in diameter. Let's click here and say 0.5. And then we can click here and go 0.5 and then hit enter. And then 0.5 is the same as 1/2 inch. And so what we'll want to do is we'll want to slide this over onto the box. Okay, and slide that over, and then we'll just click right on the work plane to clear that off. And then what you want to do so that those two shapes actually come together and become one shape. So I'm just going to left click and draw a box around the box or the object. Okay. And so we've done that, and you'll notice that it has this option right up here, right above where it says shapes. It's right here. And what it says is to group it together. So what we're going to do is click on that. And then what that actually does is that makes those two shapes one shape. Okay, and I can show you this again really quickly. We'll just make another hole here. What I'd like us to do is put one hole in each side. So we'll go right here, go on this side just so it doesn't get in the way. And we'll go a height of 2. You can go 2. And then hit enter, and then we can click on a corner right here, and then it'll give us another options. Let's go with 0.75. That will be 3/4 of an inch. Hit enter, and we want to do the same right here. We want it to be round anyways. 0.75, and that's 3/4. So what we're going to do again is just drag that on over, say like right there, or maybe off there. We'll do it something like that there. And then we'll click on the plane again. We'll make a box. Now, of course, you could do multiple holes and then put them all together. You don't have to do one at a time. And then we will group them and make one shape. And so now we really have 2 holes on each side, or 2 holes on the top side, excuse me. Now we still want to do it here and then on this other side. And I do think it's important. I want to show you that you can use this, it's almost like a dice up on the left-hand side, to change the angle you look at it and how things are arranged. You can also make it an isometric perspective view, or you can leave it as orthographic. Let's see what we're at. Switch perspective. Now let's leave it at orthographic for right now. And then you can always hit home, and it'll bring you right back to where you started. One other thing that you should know is that on your mouse, when you hit the little roller, you can roll it, you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, you can roll it however you want to. You can do the same thing right here with these as well. You can make it bigger or you can make it smaller. And you can always go back to home if it's not where you want it to be. So what I'd like to do now is make a couple holes. We'll do a couple right here on this side. But how are we going to do that? How are we going to draw in there? Well, you want to go and get a work plane, and you click on that side. Okay? And now we probably are going to want to twist it a little bit so that we can see what's going on. So that work plane is right on top of there. We'll go with a cylinder, and we'll put that, anywhere on the work plane, because we'll slide it over. But the problem is that when we put that, let's get that out of the way for right now. We'll want to make it 2 inches, but it's got to go the other direction. So what we'll want to do is make it a -2. So we'll go -2 inches, and then hit enter, and it'll go the opposite direction. And so we can also make this bigger or smaller, whatever we want to do, just like we did before. Click there. Let's say, I don't know, 0.65. And we'll go to the other, hit enter. And then we'll go to the other one and just 0.65 and hit enter. And then what we're going to do is grab a hold of that object and slide it over somewhere on this side. Okay, and that'll be good. We'll just click off there. And then we'll do one more hole. We'll hit the cylinder, the clear one. Actually, we just drag it on over here. And we'll hit this top piece, make sure that we've got a -2. So it goes the opposite direction. Hit enter. And then we will go right here, and maybe we'll do a 0.5. And let's see, we'll do this side here, do 0.5, hit enter, and then we'll just slide this right over to this point right here. Okay, and that's good. And so what we'll want to do now is, just like we did the last time, we'll want to make sure and make a box around here, and then put those shapes together, group them together. And now all of a sudden it is actually one shape. And you might be thinking, well, I don't like all those grids in the way. How am I going to get rid of that? Well, probably the easiest way to do that is click on work plane, click on the original plane that you had, and then that will get that other one out of your way. Okay? And so that's how that works. Now you can move the block on the work plane by left clicking the block and holding it down and then just moving it. That's what I'm doing right now. That's with the mouse. All right, so let's go ahead and put a couple more holes in here. We'll go to work plane. We'll click on this side, and we'll go with cylinder again. Oh, let's just drag this over. And we'll want it to be 2 inches long, but it needs to be actually a -2 because otherwise it's going the wrong direction. And we'll hit enter on that. And we'll click a corner and click here. Let's say that will be, let's go 0.75, 75, and hit enter, and then click on the one and do the same thing, 0.75, which is 3/4 of an inch, hit enter. And now what we want to do is just slide this right on over here. Put it right in pretty close to the center if we want to. There is a way to put it right in the center, but for right now, we'll just get it close, just for fun. And then let's do one more cylinder right here. Notice I haven't put them all together just yet, because I am going to wait until I do put both of them in there. And let's make this 2 inches long, but a -2. Let's go -2, and then hit enter. And let's see here. We'll want to make that, we can make it let's make it small this time. 0.25, that'll be 1/4 of an inch, 0.25, and hit enter. And we'll slide this on over here someplace. You can see it's starting to go through the other holes, actually. See how it's going through over there? And you can take a look at that, but let's go ahead and make this all one piece. So we'll take and left click and drag a box around it, and then come up here and then combine the shapes and group them together. And so now that's done. And we do have this irritating grid in the way. So what I like to do again is go to work plane, click on the original grid, and that will get rid of that other one that's on top there. Okay, so we have the piece of cheese done. You could put more holes in if you want to. I put 2 on each side. That will be what I'm looking for in terms of the assignment. Now there is one more step that you need to take. And let's see. We already put cheese in here, so you want to change that name if you haven't done that. And then you just want to click on this where it says Tinkercad up here, the dashboard. Just click on that, and it should start saving. Let's see if it does. All right, it appears to be saving it. We'll see. I can't see what it's actually saying because of the video that I'm doing. But it looks like it's loading it. It's loading it as cheese. Yes, and that looks great. So I'll be able to see your work that you've done because you're part of my class by the way you loaded it in. One other thing I wanted to show you, and so I'm just going to open this back up. I'm just going to open this up, and it asks, do I want to tinker this? And I'm going to say, yes, I do. I want to tinker that as soon as I get a chance. Okay, so we're going to tinker it. That just means you can put more holes in or do different things. It does take a while to load, depending upon how fast your internet is. So give it time. Don't panic if it doesn't happen right away. The thing I wanted to do is I wanted to show you that you can actually look at this cube by grabbing a hold of this. I mentioned it before, but it's important now because now you can start seeing all the way around it, the different angles, how the holes go all the way through and how the holes go through some of the other holes. And it's pretty interesting how that works. So there we go. And if we want to get back to the way it was, we'll just click right there and that'll be it. All right, and then if we want to go back, we just click on this. We didn't really change anything, so it'll save it. I think it's in the process of doing it. There it goes. So even I have to be patient. I clicked on it a couple times. I probably only need to do it once, but it didn't seem, I couldn't see it say that it was saving it because of this here thing is covering what I want to see. But there's your project. I'll be able to see it. I'll give you full credit for getting that done. And that, I think, is all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. Of course, if you have any questions, you can ask during our Google Meet times. I'll be happy to help you out. Have a great day. Bye.